Attention. We promised to get you out of here in an hour today, and in order to achieve that, we need to get going. I'm Vince White, and I'm the current board chair of Positive Tomorrows, and I just want to thank everybody here so much for being here to support the wonderful work that this organization does. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it couldn't happen without the effort of table captains. So at this time, I'd like to ask the table captains to stand up so we can recognize them. We've also got some elected and appointed officials with us today that I'd like to recognize, and I'd like for you to stand when I call your name so that everybody can see who you are. Starting with Oklahoma Supreme Court Justice Dana Keene. State Superintendent of Public Instruction Joy Hoffmeister is with us as well. And last but not least, the Secretary of Public Safety, Tricia Everest. Thank you all for being with us, for being ambassadors for our organization, for being here today. We're going to start today's program with a presentation from the students. They've been working on holiday songs that they're going to perform for us, and they're going to be accompanied by piano by our own Susan Ogle, who is the president of Positive Tomorrows. But before we get to that, I'll ask you to stand and start the day with the students the way that they start every day. And where are our students? We're going to say the pledge and also the Positive Tomorrows motto. Oh, they're going to sign the pledge. That's a surprise. I didn't know.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's like 100. No, it's 100.
I'm gonna pass out.
Stop. Take your hand off.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha 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 ha! Long bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing and sleigh a song tonight! Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. How the fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. How much fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Yeah, I did it.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. And a cup of good cheer. The tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring some out here. Tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Weren't they great? Let's have one more round of applause for the Positive Tomorrow stars. The children also help decorate your tables with some ornaments for you to take home, so don't forget to take one with you. And now enjoy your lunch, and we'll be back in 8 or 10 minutes to continue the program. Thank you. Excuse me. If I could get your attention, we'll keep this program moving. I want to say a few remarks about Susan Ogle. As many of you know, she's announced her retirement at the end of January. And I joined Positive Tomorrow shortly after she did, more than a decade ago. And the organization was financially struggling. It had, the school was that was in spite of the fact that the school we were renting was rented for $1 a year and had a leaky roof and I think was built in the 40s and was very cramped, had one restroom for the staff. It was a tough situation. And Susan's vision was to bring this organization up, and she deserves a ton of credit for the state of the organization today. Financially sound and really a top-performing organization in every respect. So we're sad to lose Susan. At the same time, we feel very blessed that Margaret Crichton is in the queue to fill that role. Margaret's been with the organization about 8 years, and she's unsurpassed as far as her passion for the children and the organization. I think I speak for every board member when I say that we are totally confident that she's the right person to fill the void left when Susan leaves. So with that, I'll turn the program over to Susan. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for your service.
Okay, now y'all need to stop this. You're going to make me cry. I have to say, any of you who know me very well know that my faith plays a large part in who I am. And you can't get closer to the heart of God than dealing with the poor and working with children. And it's been, Positive Tomorrows is a precious thing, and it's been my privilege to be involved there for a long time. So I'm grateful for that. As Vince said, we've come a long way. The first set of financials that I saw back in 2009 showed an operating loss on an $800,000 budget, and we served maybe 30 children at the time. But those days are long gone. We have a yearly budget of about $3.5 million right now, and we serve 4 times the number of children. So that's where we are now. But if you've not been to our brand new building, please call and schedule a tour because we'd love to have you. It's a beautiful place. So all of the accomplishments in the past 13 years have come about as a team effort. Staff members are hardworking and passionate, and the support of the community has made all the difference. I've been really grateful for a community who steps up to care for its most vulnerable citizens. So for those of you in the room who are donors, thank you very much for making our progress possible. Thank you. So if you're new to Positive Tomorrows, let me just share a little bit about what we do. Our agency works solely with homeless families and their children to stabilize families and help the children become successful adults. Our program is a child-focused, 2-generational program which includes the only private school for children experiencing homelessness in the central part of the United States. Our groundbreaking practices are trauma-informed, leading to a calm and safe school atmosphere. Children who have slept in cars, who have gone hungry, who've been neglected, or who have seen violence tend to be hyperactive and hypersensitive. And these are the kids who get in trouble at school because of their intense reactions to stress. But our staff lovingly and patiently provide a place of safety. Children relax. They no longer fear coming to school, and they can begin to learn. And while children learn, our case managers are working with parents. We help them get basic needs taken care of, like food, clothing, and shelter. And then we help parents identify their own goals for the future. We begin establishing hope for moms and dads and children. And at Positive Tomorrows, hope is everything. The children that we serve hear no all the time. No, you can't have a birthday party. No, we can't afford school supplies. No, we won't have dinner tonight. Imagine being the parent who has to always say no. So one story that will always stick with me occurred during a visit to the kindergarten classroom. Most of the children were missing their front teeth, and they'll always start talking then about the tooth fairy. But then behind me, I heard a little voice say, "I put my tooth under my pillow, and the tooth fairy never came." And hope slips away. The constant no eventually extinguishes a child's sense of hope. Research tells us that hopelessness eventually turns into helplessness, and children learn to depend upon the social services system like their parents. And we specifically work on building hope. We measure levels of hope when families come to us, and we measure it again at times during the school year. And last year, we all know what last year was like. A difficult year, of great uncertainty and job loss due to COVID, a year more difficult than any other, and we still saw a nearly 15% increase in hope among children and adults who are clients at Positive Tomorrows. For children who are used to always hearing no, we say yes. Yes, today is your birthday party. Yes, a backpack full of school supplies is waiting for you. Yes, there's dinner tonight. And the Tooth Fairy not only comes, but our parents can pick out Christmas gifts from our merry market and pretend they came from Santa, just like any other parent. The family of one of our students typically travels to see relatives in rural Oklahoma for the holidays. But this year, her teacher asked her if they were traveling again. And this 11-year-old, this child growing up in deep poverty, a youngster who's had a rough go with mental health struggles and other issues, this child lit up. No, they're not traveling this year. This year, they have a house, and the family is coming to them. Her family will host Christmas, and dreams can come true. So while they're Positive Tomorrows, whole families discover hope. When parents reach success and children do well academically and socially, we prepare families to stand on their own. We stand beside them for a while just to make sure that the stability lasts. And then when children and parents are ready, we carefully transition the children into public school with the skills and the family resources to graduate from high school and then move on to wherever their dreams may take them. And Positive Tomorrows has dreams for the future too. I may be leaving my staff role, but the need we face and our dreams for the future go on. Recently, I heard an estimate that homelessness is anticipated to increase by 50% in the next 2 years, thanks to the pandemic. And we already, so far this year, we have turned away more than 40 children. And so I'm sure the need for our services will only grow over the next 2 years. We have a beautiful brand new school building that currently has 4 empty classrooms. We knew when we moved in 2 years ago that it would take some time to completely fill our large building. We've added a couple of classrooms actually since then, but sustainable year after year funding on top of our regular budget is necessary to completely fill our building. We plan to do that with your help. Then, once the building is full, the next thing is to start looking to other communities. We've already helped create a school in Atlanta, and we've heard interest from other cities across the country. There's so much more to do, and Positive Tomorrows has the expertise to do it. Local schools tell us there are more than 6,000 children living in homelessness in Oklahoma City. From our experience and from what you saw today, we know that these children have potential. As I walk the halls every day, I see musicians and mathematicians. I see ballerinas and track stars. I see writers and artists, teachers and doctors. We teach children how to hope and dream, and that opens up a new world of possibilities for them. There are many more out there who need our help, and they're waiting for us. And now I'll direct your attention to the video screen.
When we think of people experiencing homelessness, we don't really think about children, but there are many. Imagine not knowing where you are going to sleep tonight or when you'll eat your next meal. For these kids, that stress, those worries, are very real.
Positive Tomorrows is a social service agency that cares for the needs of children and families that are experiencing homelessness. Our primary program is out of a private school, which we work with these kiddos and get them up to speed academically and socially so that they can really do well with the rest of their lives. People are always surprised by the number of children that there are in our community that are dealing with homelessness, that there's approximately 6,000 homeless children within the area that Positive Tomorrows serves.
You're probably not going to see them a lot on the street because if you do see them, it's more likely that their kids will be taken away from them. So that makes it more dangerous for them to be visible. So they're hiding under the surface of social services a lot of times.
Children raised in homelessness often have reduced literacy and vocabularies. They are less likely to attend school and fall behind academically. Nearly half are unable to pass state-mandated testing at their grade level. These difficulties lead to higher dropout rates, limiting future opportunities. It can all lead to cycles of poverty in families for generations. Education is the way to break that cycle.
At our school, we meet kids right where they are. So no matter what that looks like for that kid, they get what they need. Any basic needs that they have, if a kiddo walks in off the bus that they don't have shoes on their feet, they get shoes. If they have dirty clothes on, they can take a shower and they can get some new clothes if they need to, and we can wash the clothes that they have on and we'll send home clean clothes. Whatever they need, if it's a backpack, if it's school supplies, if it's snacks, if they can't make it from breakfast to lunch or from lunch to snack without another snack, that's okay here. All they have to do is ask for what they need.
One of the unique things about our school is that not only are we an elementary school and after-school program, we have a family support department, which is social services. So we're working directly with the parents on housing, employment, engagement in school, health quality of life issues, and we do that through case managers.
Charity is a single mother with 2 children at Positive Tomorrows. From a young age, Charity struggled with addiction. She stopped using when she became pregnant with her first child, Colby. After her son's birth, Charity fell back into old patterns and was soon in an abusive relationship with the father of her second child, Kaylee.
I was with Kaylee's father, and he would always drink, and we would get into a domestic dispute. Things would always end really badly. I finally got the nerve to leave him, but then everything kind of spiraled downhill after that. I got really bad into my addiction. I lost my house, I lost my car, and then eventually I lost both of the kids.
Mom had wrestled with homelessness and some other really difficult situations and decided to go into a treatment center program in order to do what she had to do to be reunited with her children and get back on her feet.
So I went to North Care. I was there for about 8 months before they decided to place Kaylee back with me. And that's when we got introduced to Positive Tomorrows.
And I met her, and this was somebody who had been through a tough last couple of years, but seemed very determined and enthusiastic to change her life. And sometimes you could just see it in someone's eyes that this is different. This is no looking back.
I think what stood out most to me is that they help families like my family. Our case manager helped us really quickly find a home. The house is fully furnished now. We didn't have anything but a bed. I bought a mattress when we moved in.
Charity is active in her recovery and was able to find employment. With her daughter by her side and a place to call home, she worked hard to be reunited with her son.
As she got out of the treatment center, out of the sober living, working and was in her new home through our rapid rehousing program, this last summer, Colby then joined her and then also joined Positive Tomorrows and started going to school here.
I'm really glad that Colby is back with us now. He has loved being back home, and he has just excelled at everything since he's been back home. Kaylee is more outgoing and doesn't care what anybody thinks.
When I first met Kaylee, she was just a young kid who loved to have fun. She has a smile that just is a huge smile, and you could tell that she likes to laugh and likes to make other kids laugh.
Me and my brother had to share a room because there's only 2. And my mom has the small room and we have the big room. We have a trampoline in our house and we like to jump on it a lot. And we're gonna get a big house, and we're gonna have upstairs too.
Colby's more shy.
I'm Colby and I'm 9.
The separation has been hard for Colby. He is quiet, withdrawn, and cautious around new people and situations. To help Colby as he adjusts to a new routine, he spends time every week with his mentor, Joel.
I mentor Colby. So every Friday at 1 o'clock, I get to come and be his mentor. He's just a smart, thoughtful, very athletic kid. And when I say athletic, he can tumble, he can somersault, he can throw a really, really good spiral, better than me, actually.
I want to play tackle football next year. We get to have our birthdays here. One thing I got from my last birthday was a bow and arrow.
He's clearly got some things that he's carrying around, but he's still able to be a kid, and he's still able to want to play with other kids in the playground. These are kids, and they care about kid things. They care about playing kickball or playing on the playground or what they're going to have for lunch that day. We live a pretty privileged life. The idea of homelessness is different than what I get to experience here. You don't think about kids in that sense. You think of, you'll see someone on the street that's really in a rough place, but you kind of get to put it out of your mind that it's bigger than that. There's families that are impacted by this.
We see kids who deal with all kinds of trauma that plays into their lives, it plays into how they present themselves. When we have a child enroll in Positive Tomorrows, we want to help them be truly who they are. We find out that they're bright and happy and they're funny and they're talented, and we want to pull all that out of them, and that's what we work to do every day.
Positive Tomorrows is able to serve more children in their beautiful new school. Sadly, there are classrooms that sit empty while kids in need are turned away.
I think the hardest thing that we do at Positive Tomorrows is turn away children. And we want to get to the point where we don't have to do that so often. And in order to get to that point, we have to staff those classrooms. We've got state-of-the-art educational facility sitting here that's not full. And the only way that it can be full is if we can find the donors that will help us provide the funding to hire the people and make those classrooms go. If you make an investment in Positive Tomorrows, what you're really doing is investing in the life of a child.
$50 can provide bus rides for one of our kiddos to and from school every single day for a whole year. $75 can provide after-school snack for our school for an entire week. $250 can provide emergency shelter for 1 week for one of our families. $500 can provide academic testing for our entire school. $1,000 is 1 week of instruction for one of our classrooms. $2,500 can provide 1 month of transportation for our entire school. $10,000 can provide tuition for one of our kiddos for a whole year. This community always shows up for our kids, and I am so, so grateful for so many people who always say yes to our kids. So many people in their lives say no to them. The donors always say yes. From all of us at Positive Tomorrows, thank you.
Hi, I'm Charity. Thanks. I'm just gonna kind of start out at the beginning when I was first introduced to Positive Tomorrows. My daughter was placed back with me, as you saw in the video. One thing was once she was placed back with me, she didn't want to leave my side, which is normal. So going to daycare and going to school, I knew would be hard, but once she started going to school at Positive Tomorrows, it was like a whole different kid. She didn't want to leave. She always wanted to go to school, and she was always excited. And my kids have never really liked school. No kid really likes school. But there they have a home away from our home, and I know they're safe. My son loves going to school now. Positive Tomorrows has helped me find a house in we had a very short amount of time to find a home when we were in sober living. And now we have a home to call our own, and the kids have been so happy. I'm very, very thankful for everybody at Positive Tomorrows because they have a family there outside of our family. I know that I don't have to worry about them when they're at school. They're safe. They have a family there. I'm very thankful that my kids were introduced and myself to Positive Tomorrows. We will be graduating this year, and my daughter has cried. I can't even count how many times because she has to leave. They have a home there away from our home, and I know that they're safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Charity. Can we have one more round of applause for Charity? My name's Nikki Edwards, and I am the fundraising chair of Positive Tomorrows. Bear with me, because I've been told that I'm pretty good in a courtroom, but a public speaker, I'm not. There are a couple of themes today you've heard, and one is saying yes, and one is hope. When I was asked to do this, I said yes. When I was asked 25 years ago, yes, I'm dating myself, to visit the only school for children experiencing homelessness, I said yes. In the last 25 years, I've said yes to board representation, reading, volunteering, giving money, assisting with a capital campaign, speaking today, things that are sometimes out of my comfort level but have to be done. I love this school and this organization with my whole heart. I outdate Vince and Susan and others. I've seen the school in transformation, and I'm here to ask for your financial support. If you didn't know already, today is the biggest by far fundraiser of the year, the most important thing we do, and that's to ask for operating funds. Operating funds are what makes us thrive. When you came today, you probably didn't know, or maybe you did. Maybe you've been here repeated times at this luncheon, but maybe you're new, a guest or friend invited you. Maybe you just wanted to learn more. Maybe you just wanted post-COVID to get out and experience your fellow humankind. But we're glad you're here, and you're going to learn more, and hopefully interact with some of these board members, staff, Susan, Margaret, the kids. Today, it's my great honor and privilege to ask you to make a financial investment and partner with us in our ongoing success. Today, we're asking for what we really need the most: financial support, day-to-day operations. These are things like keeping the lights on, paying salaries of our incredible teachers, case managers, and staff. These are the hardest dollars to earn and the most important dollars to have. As you've heard today, we made an incredible impact in our community, but our work here isn't done. Today, I ask that you support the students and families that you've met here today with a gift to the school's operating fund. We need to embark on filling the school, as you saw from Susan's words and the video. We need to expand into middle school. Yes, middle school. I have a middle schooler. Your support will allow us to do that and ensure that each child has the best opportunity to break the cycle of poverty. As a demonstration of someone who wants to see the continued success of Positive Tomorrows, I want to share some special announcements. The first is we have many, many friends of Positive Tomorrows. The Harris Foundation. The Harris Foundation, a longtime friend of Positive Tomorrows, has supported our school for years, and today the Harris Foundation has said that for every dollar raised, they will match it up to $30,000. Thank you, Harris Foundation. We have another friend. We have lots of friends. Inasmuch Foundation. Here at one of the head tables is Sarah Roberts, Inasmuch Foundation. Bob Ross was not able to attend. They too have a matching gift to us, up to dollar for dollar, $25,000. Thank you, Inasmuch. Two more kind and generous friends of Positive Tomorrows are Kevin and Sierra Burke, who have pledged that for every dollar raised, they will personally give a match up to $25,000. Thank you. But there's more. Our friends at Flywheel Energy have made a similar pledge up to $22,500 in matching funds. And now for the board representation, who you've heard from today, our board chair, Vince White, friend and fellow board member here at Positive Tomorrows. He and his lovely wife, Marty, have pledged a personal donation matched up to $20,000. Thank you, Vince and Marty. and while I might not be a public speaker, I do like a little spotlight. So I can't let Vince have all the fun and all of the spotlight. So my husband, Mark Edwards, and I also pledge a match up to $5,000 for every dollar raised today. A few more matches before we get to the real work. Weoki Federal Credit Union and CVS Health will each be matching up to $5,000. And our final match is Oklahoma Complete Health for a match up to $2,500. Can we give a round of applause? For those of you feverishly scurrying in your mind to do math, or pulling out your iPhone to figure out what the calculation is, I've done the work. It's $140,000. So please consider making a financial gift so that we can capitalize on the $140,000 and double those dollars today. So at this point, I'd like the table captains to pass out the pledge forms, please. You know who you are and what your job is, and I'll give you a minute to look at those. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the pledge levels, I'll run through those with you. The pledge levels represent the real cost of running our school. The school operates on a very limited budget with little overhead, and as a fellow board member, I can assure you every dollar counts. So as you look at your pledge card, there are multi-levels. The first one is the honor roll giving level. The gift of learning is a pledge of $1,000 per year for 5 years. This will help remove barriers by providing food, bus rides, and basic essentials for the children learning in the classroom. This gift only averages $84 a month, but can change the life of a child forever. We know that some are able and want to give more, so the next giving level is at the $5,000 per year for 5 years. And this gift will help ease the chaos of homelessness that surrounds our children, allowing us to focus on a more stable school and home life. And finally, we know that some of you are part of a company or foundation, or again, are just better off financially and able to consider a bigger gift. And this would be a $10,000 per year, 5-year commitment as a pledge. This will help the reoccurring theme of Susan, and that is hope. We call this the gift of hope. Hope is really the best thing that our kids have here at Positive Tomorrows, and that gift would help sponsor a classroom, aid in after-school and break camp activities for our students, and this generous gift would make sure that that our homeless children can learn, grow, and succeed in and out of the courtroom. And finally, we of course respect the fact that each of you has the ability to give at a different level, and so that's your next option, a line item for you to give at any level you wish. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, every penny counts. If you've made a previous pledge and want to extend or increase it, the next section is just for you. And remember, no matter what you give today, your gifts will be doubled up to the $140,000. Today, we urge you to donate to the school's operating fund, help us meet our match, and we're grateful for that. It looks like it got quiet again, so everyone is filling out their forms. And I know we want to get out of here, and this is almost wrapped up, well within time. But what I'd like to do now is thank you, all of you, each of you, from the bottom of my heart. I love this school with my whole heart, with my pocketbook, with hopefully a sustainable legacy for what Susan and the boards and what Margaret will do. And it looks like we're even moving toward being a national model for other schools of the kind. Whatever gift you've chosen to make today, whether you're joining us in the Honor Roll Society, giving another amount, or just have ideas you want to share with us for us to review at a later date, we are grateful on behalf of the children we serve. And thank you for your most important gift today, and that's of your time and attention. We know it's very valuable. We're very glad you're with us. So when you're finished filling out your forms, if you'd pass those back to your table captain, I'll turn it back over to Vince White to wrap our program up. Thank you very much.
You know, every year I beg my friends and try to fill up a table, and I just got to recognize Nikki as the table captain of the year. She filled 3 tables. She's an amazing ambassador. And she got up here and did the hard work of asking you guys to separate from your money. Whether you were able to give today or not, or you just being here and learning about the mission of the organization, there's other opportunities. If you've got more time than money, you could be a mentor or a volunteer. Whatever way you can find to help this organization, I think you'll find that it pays you back in more ways than you can imagine. So on behalf of the board of directors and the students, the staff, the families of the students, everybody that Positive Tomorrows touches, we are truly grateful for you being here today. Thank you so much. This ends the program. Feel free to stay and mingle, but thank you.